Testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome everyone to the stream. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rigby. I race in the 3rd division of this league. Been given the privilege of commentating the 1st division, which should be fun. We're just waiting for all the drivers to get in. Still got about 7 or 8 minutes till the session will start. But if you haven't seen the previous race, let me just get up the result for last week when racing around Brazil. We had Tino taking the win, close second of it's just Nico. I'm going to call him Nico from now on. And Bob Sada rounded off the podium. So should be in for another good race. I think we've got 12 people at the moment. I'm pretty sure we'll have a couple more to come. The moment Ferrari lead the Constructors' Championship, if you like, with 25 points, with Mercedes close behind them on 19. And Haas are actually very close as well on 18 points. So it's all to play for, indeed, on the second round of the Sunday Race League. So yes, we will be racing around USA, which, talking from my experience in the last race, is a very difficult track. You know, there's plenty of runoff area, but particularly for the S's, you've got to be so careful as to not go too fast so you end up going wide and losing control, or especially taking penalties. I think this could be a race where penalties could be a big factor on who can sort of keep them down and whatnot. It could be a big factor, which should be an exciting one. Looking forward to it. So yeah, it looks like we've got quite a few viewers in the chat. I'm assuming most of these are the races, so if you are on the races in the chat, good luck to everyone. Hope you have a good race. Good luck, Lam, if you're in. I don't know if you are, or if you're just someone cheering Max on. But yeah, about another 5 or 6 minutes to go till we'll be starting. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Much appreciated. Always nice to see the Pikachu. Redeemed hydrate. So, if you've never been in my streams before, I don't want to talk too much about that because at the end of the day we're talking about SRL, not me, but that is for a junction that we sometimes do on my channel normally. So, but you can redeem it if you want. I'll take a wee sip of my juice. Yeah, let's not talk too much about that. So it looks like we won't have NBD Vision in the race today, unfortunately. Looks like he can't make it, so that's a wee shame. I think that's the only person that we should be missing anyway, unless people just aren't replying. I believe we are racing. It is, yeah, it's dynamic weather, yeah. Dynamic, so I think that means we can have a wet race, I suppose, which would make it a lot harder, for sure, but a lot more entertaining as well. But a big shout out to the organisers of this league. They work really hard, getting together these 3 divisions, which, like I say, are this one, F2 and F3, which I'm in. Big shout out. They run it really, really well. It's been a lot of fun so far. So big shout out to those guys, particularly like Max Strong, and Jaddy and all them folk. I think we're still just waiting on a couple more people before we get started. I believe Scotty Fennell as well is a new driver this week, if I'm not wrong thinking that. So be interested to see how he does too. So if we look ahead quickly to where we race after this, so next week we'll be racing in Italy, then we'll have Belgium, then we'll have the Silverstone Grand Prix of Britain, then we've got Austria, France, Canada, China, and we finally will finish the season at Bahrain, so plenty of exciting tracks to look forward to. So yeah, it looks like we don't have as many on the grid as we were hoping. Got 13 at the moment. Missing 5 people, I think. And here we go, that's the 30-second countdown. I think we're still going to try and get the other folk in, hopefully. We're missing 2 racing points, an Alpha, a Williams, a Renault, and 2 Alpha Tauris, so it is a bit of a missing grid, unfortunately. We want to see as many people as possible, so it's a wee shame, but can't be helped. And here we go, for the start of short qualifying. It'll be an 18-minute qualifying period where drivers will compete to set the fastest laps to decide where they're going to be on the grid. Let's hope we don't run into too many connection issues as well. Something like that's fine. And here we go, guys. As we look at the pit lane. Leave all that on. Here we go, we've got people coming onto the track. Most people coming out on the soft tyres, except for WLBDK, and Kebab is also potentially coming out on the mediums, potentially just to get a feel of the track a wee bit, and then set a faster lap on the softs later on. So we scroll through the drivers, just trying to get those tyres warmed up to give them the best possible performance out of the tyres. Yadi stays in the garage for now. Decided not to come out, neither does Carcraft. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I think someone just... Have we got someone off, have we? I think we're all sorted. As Bob Sada comes onto the start finish line to start his lap. Another yellow flag somewhere. Nope. Outside of doing those S's. Keeping it nice and tidy. Keeping it nice and steady. Let's move over to Max Strong, see how he's doing. as the LR20 of the Haas puts in the fastest lap so far. We're on board with Wet Boy on Drugs. He takes over the fastest lap with a 1:31.7. We've got yellow flag. Someone obviously going wide. As Nico overtakes at the top on a 1:31.1, 6/10 ahead of Wet Boy on Drugs. Very good lap that. As WLBDK has been disqualified from the session. Try and find out what that was for very quickly for us all. It was for going the wrong way. Is that what you want to see at all? Meanwhile, Max Strong has just set a faster lap on a 1:30.6. Do apologise, trying to keep up with as many people as I can. It's quite difficult to look at the moment. As Wet Boy on Drugs comes in. There's a yellow flag on sector 2. Just cars going wide, I believe. Nothing too alarming. And also cars just slowing down, looking after their tyres. As we are on board with Carcraft, who's really attacking the S's in sector 1. We'll ride on board with him for a little bit. Keeping it nice. Keeping it nice and tidy. Doing very nicely. Very nicely as he comes on to straight on sector 2. Gets DRS as well. Oh, what's happened here? He's decided not to go for it. As R20 comes across the line, and it's only P10 for him on a 1:32.2. I go on board with Yari AFC, who is currently 12th place on the grid. And then the lap time is invalidated. Aye. Cheers, S1R02 lad. How are you doing? Well, got another yellow flag, but I think it's just again just someone going a little bit wide. So we'll just stay on board with Yadi for now. Nah. As Yadi crosses the line to take P3. Not a bad lap at all. On board with Wet Boy on Drugs. More yellow flags. Again, people just going slow, maybe going a bit wide. We'll just stay on board with Red Boy and Jogs for now. There's a yellow flag up ahead for the McLarens. Good. As Red Boy and Jogs comes down the final corner. And he sets himself a 1:31.077 to go fourth. Not bad at all. As Kebab comes onto the middle straight. Stay on board with Kebab for now. Keep it nice and tidy there. Ooh, maybe goes slightly wide there, but keeping it on the track nicely. Comes round the final corner to do himself a 1:31.2, pushing him up to 7th. Meanwhile, also in sector 3 we have Fighter, who currently is in P8. Can he push himself up the grid? It looks like he might. No, it looks like he's a bit slow to improve his time, and he's coming in anyway. On board with Nico in the middle sector. So we have just over 5.5 minutes to go till quali's over. On board here with Scotty Fennell of McLaren, currently in P11, looking to improve on that time. Is he going to be able to improve? I believe so, eventually. Not quite. Slightly, 1:32.1 for Scotty. Meanwhile, LR20 comes as well and pushes himself up to P8 with a 1:31.2. Carcraft's going through the final sector as well. From the final corner, and he's going to push himself up to P5. Very good job from him, 1:31.0. We're on board here with Yari. Looking to improve on his time with a fresh set of soft tires potentially. Oh, and he's just invalidated his lap, unfortunately, so looks like that's his lap done. People coming in now as they look to do one final lap before quali is over. Couple of people on their out laps at the moment. Tino, oh it's just Nico. Carcraft has invalidated lap. Red Boy on drugs in the middle sector. So far no one's been able to beat Max Strong's time of 1:30.6. Unfortunately, he has just invalidated his time by going slightly wide there, which is a wee shame. Would have put him second, but his lap is invalidated. Right on board here with Fighter, currently 10th at the moment. Looking decent. We'll just stay on board for the rest of his lap. As he comes round the final corner. A little bit wide, but it's okay. Pushes himself up to P8 on a 1:31.1. So let's have a look at the top guys. Max Strong potentially could be his final lap. Looking to improve his time to keep that pole position. Tino has already invalidated his lap, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to go out again. Go back to Max Strong for a second. Quad's been decent, man. People going, putting in some decent laps. Yeah, it's been decent. We've had one disqualification. I believe we've just had Fighter retire from the session. As we fit right on with Max Strong, who's looking to improve his time. And he is going to improve his time on a 1:30.4. Wonder if anyone can beat that time at all as Nico comes across the line. See if anyone, I think everyone's still just starting their lap. Carcraft's on an out lap. Not sure if he's gonna make it here, it might be just okay. No, I think he's just gonna miss it, is he? Or is he gonna be able to do his next lap? I'm not sure. Have a look. So Scotty's in the pit lane. Dank looking to improve on his P11 at the moment. Right, looks like we'll start at the top and then go from there. Yeah. They are all very quick, Matt, indeed. As Max Strong decides he's not going to improve on his time and to slow down, so does Nico. Yari giving it everything to try and maybe push himself up the grid. Oh, but he's just invalidated it, unfortunately for him. Meanwhile, with Carcraft, as he enters the final sector of his lap. Ooh, locking up a little bit there. Might have cost him a wee bit of time, that. as he comes around the final corner. Can he improve on his 131? He can. 130.8 puts him into second. Very good lap from him. We got anyone else out at the moment? Nope. I do believe that is the end of quali, as Max Strong takes pole position with a very good 130.4. He had a very good qualification there. Carcraft doing very well, managing to get himself up to second at the end there. Then we had Tino in P3 on a 130.8, Nico on a 130.9, with Yari, with Dank very close to him. Literally, you can't get any closer than that. Yari at 10th, just under half a tenth behind him in 6th. Then you've got Wet Boy, Bob Sada, Fighter, who managed to get P9 despite retiring from the session. We had Kebab in P10, R20, and Scotty Fennell. It still has my name in the bottom centre. Does it? I can't even tell, mate. Oh yeah, it does. Wait, what? I know what that is. I know what that is. Yeah, I can see it, mate. I know why it's there. There you go. Apologies for that. Is anyone else's name on there? No. So yeah, that is the end of qualifying. And now on to the main event, the race. That's very well spotted, mate. Aye. Apologies for that, guys. I didn't see that at all. So it looks like we have an overcast, but no rain. Looks like it is going to be dry. Predictions? I think Max Shaw was very quick there, so I would expect to see him up there. Depends what the pit strategy is for everyone. And how the restart goes. I'm not really too sure how it's going to go. It depends how the first lap goes, I suppose, then we can make a wee prediction. But it's going to be a good race. Should be good. Good luck to all the drivers. Keep it nice and clean. Want to see as many people finish as possible. And let's just hope it's a good race. So that's the predicted pit stop strategy. Although I assume some people will be trying to do the one stop. Bob Sad has been disqualified from the session, so he's missed the parade lap. Max easy win. Well, he showed a lot of good pace in quali, so he's definitely going to be the man to beat, I feel. But it could go anywhere. I'm sure Tino will have and Carcraft will have a say in that prediction, hoping that they can stay with him at the start, stay out of trouble, and mount a charge as the race goes on. But I'm looking forward to this. This should be good. Ooh, Karka getting quite close to him there, but as is because we're about to start the race. Well, as all the drivers line up on the grid, my camera is for some reason being really weird. There we go. 5 red lights, and away we go. Max Shaw manages to stay ahead. Oh, looks like there's a Renault going out wide, does it? Looks like everybody got away cleanly. Just what you like to see. Oh, looks like the Ferrari's gone off. Tino, think he may have just got a little bit deep, maybe he got hit. Slightly missed that, we're on board with the leader, Max Strong. Who's managed to pull himself out, get a second gap between him and Carcraft, although it's early days. I suppose WLBDK had an amazing start. He's managed to get himself up to 6th. He's managed to go up 7 places. And as I say that, I've just noticed a kebab. I think it's like all over the place here. Wet boy on drugs had to obviously, did he just come into the pits? I think he might have done. Trying to see some notable battles at the moment. Nico just in behind Dank here. Mike Strong setting another fastest lap of the race. Got a 1.8 second gap or so to Carcraft. Yeah, he's making a move on Kebab here. Very brave on the brakes and looks like he's got that move done. Kebab slightly wide there. Bob Sada now fancies himself on Kebab. Is he gonna have to go the long way down? Is he gonna be able to make it stick? No, Kebab just stays in front of him. Good wee battle here in the middle. Sada really fancy himself now. Kebab looking to line up a move potentially on the start finish straight. Ooh, could have been a little bit nasty there. Looks like Yadi's got himself a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, first of many I assume. As Bob Sada now has DRS on Kebab. And looks like he has got him. And does. Just about, as we watch on board with Fighter here. Meanwhile, Nico trying to hunt down Dank here. Carcraft getting himself a penalty as well for corner cutting. Only 13 runners, do you know why? I think there are about 4 or 5 people that just simply didn't turn up or couldn't make it. Oh, meanwhile, I've just seen that Tino and WLBDK are having a wee battle. You trying to take Tino back here, but not able to do so. Meanwhile, Nico getting a little bit closer to Dank here. Looking to line himself up a move, potentially on the straight. He'll get the DRS on Dank here. Meanwhile, as I say that, Yari himself is quite close to Nico as well. So it's a 3-way battle here between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Nico a little bit too far back to make a move on Dank there, as is Yari. It's so tight between 4th and 10th, it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, Mike Strong has managed to pull himself a 2.2 gap to Carcraft. Looks like we'll stay on board with Nico as he uses DRS on Dank here. Has he got enough running space? It looks like he will. He'll have to be brave on the brakes and a relatively easy move in the end to get himself up to P3. Although Dank is not going away and has got him back here. Right on board with Dank here. Your mic seems a bit sharp. Do you want to tie it down a bit, mate? What a battle this is here for 3rd. As we have yellow flag in sector 3. And just because someone went wide a bit. Dank will get the DRS. He's got a decent run as well. Might be able to get Nico here. Nico manages to still stay in front. Meanwhile, we had a yellow flag in sector 3, but looks like nothing comes to it. Right on board the leader, Max Strong, who is pulling away very nicely. All on his own. Carcraft's got himself a nice wee gap to Nico. Although having to fight Dank and Yari is probably helping that cause. I'm not too sure then, mate. Oh, Bob Sada getting done by Fighter there, did he then? think he might have. Maybe down a little might help. Okay. There we go. Been a decent race so far. I think most drivers have respected each other. We've seen some good battles as well early on in this race. As Bob Sarda's going to get DRS on Fighter here. What a nice wee 4 or 5 way battle we've got here. Everybody just a couple attempts in between each other. Meanwhile, as we go back to Nico. Ooh, Dank went a little bit wide there. Has compromised himself a wee bit. Nico getting himself a nice wee run. I will check penalties in a second. Not sure, can I? No, I can't check it, can I? As Nico is going to get Dank here. Excuse me. Very easily. And that is Nico up to P3 once again. Meanwhile, Kebab and Tino battling along here. Kebab trying to go the long way around, but not quite able to make that move stick. A little bit wide there. We'll go back up to Nico and Dank's battle. Meanwhile, we've got Yari and Fighter in the pits. Let's see what tyre they're going to go on to the medium tyre as well. As we'll take a quick look at the penalties so far. So plenty of warnings. Yari's got himself a 3-second penalty, so is Carcraft, Wet Boy on Drugs, Bob Sada, Nico. Wet Boy on Drugs has got 2 penalties, has he? Actually, very quickly. Yes, he does. So he has the most penalties at the moment. Currently running in last place. Meanwhile, Bob Sada fancying himself on Dank once again. Fighter's just got himself a 3-second penalty. Can't remember if he had one already. Going very wide there, Bob Sada. But Dank and Nico both deciding to go into the pits. Kebab picking himself up a 3-second penalty as well. So Bob Sada puts himself up to P3, although the top 6 have all not pitted yet. So it looks like most of the people are gonna try and go on to the one-stop strategy, looks like it. Although going on to mediums, not sure if they will make it. Might do. Meanwhile, as we go back, Bo and Nico and Fighter getting quite close together there. With Fighter losing out to Nico, I think. Meanwhile, Yari on the back of Dank. Dank opting onto the soft tyre, Yari on the mediums. Oh, Dank fancying himself on Fighter there. But not quite able to make that move stick. On board with Dank here. As his battle with Fighter continues, going out wide there. Has he got the move done? It looks like it. As Max John, the leader, pits onto the medium tyres he goes, coming out in 4th place. So out in front is Carcraft, Bob Sadder in 2nd, Tino in 3rd, although those boys are yet to pit. So for Max John, a decent pit stop for him, and he will go back into the lead without really having to take over anyone because the other 3 are yet to pit. As Scotty Fennell gets himself a 3-second penalty. Meanwhile, Tino on the back of Bob Sadder here. He has got DRS, and he will make that move stick by the looks of things. Putting himself up to P2. Ooh, Tino locking up a bit there. It was on board with Bob Sadder and Tino. In fact, no we won't, we'll go over to Dank, who's getting close to Nico here on the telemetry. He get himself a nice speed run. He's going to get DRS on the straight. Meanwhile, Dank sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:34.2. Meanwhile, as he goes on the outside, still side to side with Nico. Dank, of course, on the faster tyre. Ooh, he got very wide there. Compromises and loses time to Nico. Unfortunately for him. Meanwhile, it is Bob Sadder getting himself close to Tino. A little bit, he's going to get DRS on this, on the long straight, in the middle sector. He's gaining slightly on Tino, but is he going to be able to make a move? No, he's just a bit too far back and having to slam on those brakes. Meanwhile, Yari, who is now on the hard tyre, is running in P11. Again, using DRS, gaining on 20, but maybe not gaining quite enough to do anything there. Meanwhile, Dank has DRS here on Scotty Fennell. Scotty still hasn't pitted yet. And Dank with his fresh soft tyres, relatively easy getting past Scotty there, as Nico does the same. As Scotty, I believe, is the only person who has not pitted yet. Oh, I know he pitted on the first lap, did he? Yeah, I think that's what's happened. He pitted on the first lap. Carcraft has got himself another 3-second penalty. A lot of action going on here, guys, trying to keep up with everyone. Try not to stick with one particular battle. Scotty going a bit wide there. Meanwhile, Max John has got himself a 10-second gap to Dank. He really is on his own up front at the moment. Looking very, very good for the race win. Have some pitted twice. we can take a look at the stops, and only person that has pitted twice is Wet Boy on Drugs at the moment. Although, is Scotty Fennell? Where's Scotty? Wonder if he is gonna come in a few laps, or if he's gonna make those medium tyres last to the end. Meanwhile, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. As Wet Boy and Drugs, I think, has just gone out. It's just had a wee spin out, or has he been? I think he has just had a spin out, and I think he has had enough of his race. And I think that will be one of the first retirements of the race. Do apologise, guys, I did miss that. But yeah, he's had enough. Meanwhile, what's happened up here? It's just Wet Boy and Drugs, who has now DNF, and he is the first person to retire from this race. As Pfizer goes past Scotty Fennell, who really is starting to suffer slightly with those tyres. Getting a little bit old, maybe. So if we take a look at the stops, Matt, Yari, it's just Yari, obviously, yeah, Yari were on the 2 stop, yeah. So you wonder, Tino, with those fresh medium tyres, whether he can get Scotty Fennell as well here. Meanwhile, Kebab is on the back of Bob Sada with DRS, but a bit too far back to make a move, so he will have to stay behind him for now in the S's. Meanwhile, Tino has got himself a decent run, as Scotty Fennell really is struggling a little bit here. As Tino looks to be the latest person to try and make a move here on Scotty Fennell and the McLaren, as he goes onto the inside, makes that move relatively easy, and he takes up P6. Meanwhile, Kebab quite close here behind Bob Sada on the hard tyres. Locking up a little bit there, going wide, we lost a little bit of time there. So as Bob Sada is trying to make a move on Scotty Fennell, he's got to make sure the Kebab doesn't get too close to him, although he does pick up his another penalty. I think there's been quite a few penalties dished out now. As we ride on board with Bob Sada, who has DRS, he's so close to Scotty Fennell. He's just deciding whether to go on the outside or the inside, and goes towards the inside and takes Scotty Fennell relatively easy as he goes off the track. And now, because his teammate Kebab will go past, I think he may have just let him pass there though. Makes sense as well, no point holding up his teammate there. Let's have a look back at the front in third place as we're on board with Nico, who is 1.2 seconds behind Danku. These two have given us some great battles so far. Wonder if they can give us some more. Dank, of course, on those soft tyres, 5 laps old. Nico on the harder compound on those mediums, should be able to last a bit longer, should be able to make some progress on Dank as the longer this race goes on, I would say. Meanwhile, Kebab trying to catch Bob Sada. I think I'd have to say that, barring a safety car, this is Max Chong's race to win. I'd say he's got such a good gap he's on those medium tyres. You would probably say that Duncan might be on a two-stop strategy, having been on those soft tyres now for 6 laps. Meanwhile, if we go back up to Carcraft, it's getting closer to Nico. He's going to get DRS as well. He's gaining. I'm not sure if he's gaining fast enough. Nope, not to make a move, so he'll have to settle in behind him and try and set up a move on that start-finish straight, maybe. Meanwhile, Yadi's got himself a penalty. We'll have a wee look at the penalty situation very soon. Carcraft set himself up a move here. He's going to get DRS on Nico. Although I'm wondering if... I think Nico's not getting DRS on Dank, he's just outside that, so... Carcraft once again will get the DRS here on Nico. Although Nico getting DRS off Dank is just keeping him ahead here, stopping Carcraft from getting close enough to potentially make a move on the Haas driver. Meanwhile, we'll have a look at Matt John very quickly, who is all on front, all on his own. Looking after his tyres nicely, keeping a very nice 10-second gap to Dank. Meanwhile, Dank does pit, as I thought he was on that two-stop strategy. Going on to the medium tyres. So he joins Yari on a two-stop strategy, which does mean he will be on better tyres for the end of the race, but he's now going to have to get through the packed a little bit. Meanwhile, let's just take a look at the race director very quickly, to take a look at the penalties. So since we've looked, What Boy on Drugs, Yadi's picked himself a few penalties. Scotty Fennell's got one there, Carcraft, Tino. So I feel like penalties could be a big factor going into the last 10 laps of this race. As Scotty Fennell pits onto the soft tyre, is now on the soft tyre I should say. Meanwhile, Tino is closing in. Is he on fighter? Tino does have DRS on fighter, although I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make a move here on his teammate. He just stays behind him. Meanwhile, Nico is getting close to Carcraft here. Scotty Fennell's picked himself up another penalty. So Nico, is he going to try and set himself up a move on Carcraft here? Follows him very nicely, and now he'll get DRS. He's gaining slightly, but not enough to really make a move. And he stays in third place. On board here with Dank, who has pitted twice. Going a little bit wide there, maybe. Meanwhile at the top, Nico here has got DRS once again on Carcraft. Getting a little bit closer, but I still might not go for the move here. Although he is getting a lot closer now. Meanwhile, Fighter is just helping Tino just stay clear of Bob Sada. Got a nice big gap of 6.5 seconds, so very good for the Ferraris here. Not having to worry too much for what's behind them. As Scotty Fennell sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:34.0. Very good lap from him. Tino here will have DRS on his teammate. But not quite able to catch him as we go up the road to Nico. As Max Strong has gone into the pits as well, so he's on a two-stop strategy too. So maybe more people than I thought are going to be going on to the two-stop strategy. As Carcraft takes control of this race. Nico as well, pitting again. So Carcraft leads this race. Can he do another 7 laps on those medium tyres? I'd probably say so. So he's in a decent position here to maybe win this race after all. Although Max Young will be on the soft tyres to the end now. Question is, can he make up the time back up to Carcraft? Meanwhile, there's the two Ferraris. Here, Tino getting closer to his teammate here. A bit closer this time, but he's not gonna make a suicide move on his teammates and just stays in behind them. So Max Strong here, does he think that he has enough pace to still win this race, having pitted? Carcraft tyres can make it as well indeed. So maybe it's a strange one for Max Strong, but he clearly thinks he's got the pace to get back up to first here. Meanwhile, Fighter comes in for another pit stop as well. Max Young in behind Tino here. He's all over him here. You would expect that he should be able to make a move on the Ferrari driver here. Keeps it nice and clean. Gets a nice run out there. And he's all over the back. He's got, before the DRS zone even comes up, he's already passed Tino, having on that faster tyre compound. So he's got 3.5 seconds to make up on Carcraft, and that gap is coming down all the time. So if we look at the stops so far, Carcraft has only done one stop, although we know he can make it to the end. A lot of more 2 stops than I thought, as Max Young does get himself the fastest lap of the race. It's a very ballsy move from Max Young, but I mean, we've seen how fast he's been on this track. He's been very good, particularly in qualifying and when he was out in front. And look at this, he's already within DRS of Carcraft. So I wonder, did he pit knowing that having the confidence he would be able to catch up because he wanted the fastest lap of the race? As he does have DRS on Carcraft here. There's a little bit of ERS saved as well. He's gaining, he'll go on to the inside. And I don't think Carcraft is going to defend too heavily here, as Max Young retakes the lead of this race. Very ballsy move, but very well done from him. As we go on board here with Fighter, who's making a move on Kebab here. And gets that move done. Relatively easy with those soft tyres. Kebab has been on those hard tyres now for 13 laps. And Fighter with those new softs was always going to be favourite in that particular scenario. WLBDK picking himself up more. Another penalty. So as we enter the last final few laps of this race, Max Young ahead of Carcraft with Tino in 3rd place, who has a nice gap to Bob Sadder. So you would probably say that top 3 is probably going to stay like that, I would say, unless Tino can maybe get a bit of pace going and get in behind Carcraft, though. It's a 3.5 second gap to him, and I would probably doubt it. Meanwhile, Fighter is quite close to Dank here. Ooh, a little bit close to the Red Bull driver, but is still going to get the RS here. Dank wondering where Fighter is going to go here. Fighter goes to the inside, and Dank, is he going to try and hold him on the outside here? He is, but not going to be able to, and Fighter with those soft tyres takes 5th place. Meanwhile, it's just Nico trying to stay within DRS of Kebab here. On those fresher soft tyres to Kebab's hards. He's going to get DRS here on him, on the start finish straight. Is he gonna, nope, he's not gonna make a move. He's gonna try and set himself up, maybe for the next DRS zone instead. Kebab here, pretty, taking it very cautiously through here. Nico seems to want to get on with things with those fresher tyres. Nico here, oh, over Kebab. If he can set himself up a nice wee move here, you would expect him to be able to get Kebab, as he is going to get DRS. And the inevitable move has come. Kebab can't do anything about it, and Nico pushes himself up to 7th place. So 3 laps to go. Max Chong has pulled himself up a 5.2 gap to Carcraft already on those soft tyres. He showed some incredible pace during this race. Fair play to him. Meanwhile, Bob Sada picks himself up another time penalty as he tries to catch up to Fighter. He's going to get DRS on him, although it might be too far back here. So I think penalties is definitely going to jostle up the grid a little bit slightly. I've seen a few penalties for Jarry. I've seen Bob Sad, I think, get a few penalties, so it's all going to come down to that, I believe. Meanwhile, Dank just outside the DRS zone here of Bob Sada. Meanwhile, there is a yellow flag at sector 3. And I believe I think someone's just gone wide a bit. So nothing. To worry about that. As we ride back on board with Dank, who, if he can have a decent final sector here of this lap, might be able to set himself up on a move for Bob Sad. He is of course on fresher medium tyres. Sets himself very nicely here. Bob Sad locking up a little bit there. Dan getting a better run out on that start finish straight. He's going to get DRS. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go to the inside, and I think Bob Sada touches him there. I think didn't want to concede that place, didn't realise where Dank was, and they touched, but Dank does get that place eventually. Moves himself up to P5. As Kebab picks himself up another penalty. I think there's been quite a few penalties for Kebab, if I can remember rightly. Meanwhile, Nico on those soft tyres also fancies a wee move on Bob Sada. All the action at the moment is definitely in between 5th and 8th place, that sort of range. As Nico just staying close to Bob Sada, trying to set himself up nicely. He's getting very close here. If he can, is he going to set himself up and move on the straight, or does he fancy himself here? It would be very ballsy to take him here. And it looks like on those fresher soft tyres, Nico is the favourite to get Bob Sada here. He's gaining on him, he's gaining. Is he going to go for a move here? No, he's going to try and set himself up for a better move later on. I think I have to commend the patience of some of the drivers that we've seen during this race. People have been happy to not go for them on that end of that start finish straight, but just to keep catching them on those S's and take them on the on that long straight with the DRS that they're just about to come up to in the middle sector. As Nico here, he's all over Bob Sada. And you would expect, especially with DRS. Oh, meanwhile, Kebab and Sky Fennel has gone off the track. Was there contact with his teammate there? I'm not sure. Did he just spin out? Meanwhile, we are on the final lap of this race. So if Bob Sada wants to get Nico on track position, he has to do it now. As Max John does win the race, a very well done to him, a very worthy winner. Carcraft finishes second on track, although it seems to have it's dropping down the pack with penalties. So as they all cross the finish line, looks like Tino and S1R02 will round up the top three. Meanwhile, Kebab is going to finish in 8th. Scotty Fennel is going to be overtaken by Yari on the last couple of corners. As Yari comes home to finish 9th, has finished 10th on the grid. Scotty gets him on penalties. And finally, 20 is going to round off the grid in 11th place. And that is it for the USA Grand Prix. Fighter gets driver of the day for finishing very well indeed. Well done to him. But despite not getting first place, I think the Ferraris will be relatively happy with that. They'll get them some good points in the Constructors' Championship. But a very clear winner in Max Young too, who got 4th in last week's race, has come back and absolutely blitzed the field to get a very, very well deserved first place for the USA Grand Prix. So well done to all the drivers on that race. It was very, very well done. I think everybody, apart from a couple of incidents, kept it relatively clean. There was some good racing there. So well done to everyone as we look to see the final standings for this race. Oh, so we're not going to get that. So I don't know if we can see the driver standings. I don't think so. So I think that will do it for me. Thank you very much for letting me see MSRL, my first one. Be happy to do it again if you needed me to do so. And yeah, well done to Max John for the race. Well done to everyone. And that is it from me. Take care, and we will see you for another race next Sunday. Take care, guys.